Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to bring you the Sucrose guide. She's coming on Net's banners, on the Senho banner and the Ayaka banner, and she's really great. I think she's one of the best characters in the game, and these recent days I have become a really dedicated Sucrose player. I'm enjoying a lot the things that you can play on her. I think she's a bit underrated for some people, but she's like one of the best characters in the entire game in my opinion. So we're gonna be talking about her weapons, her talents, her best builds, her best teams. So we're gonna be talking all about that, and we'll be featuring a lot of things. We're gonna be explaining a lot of things: Sukokomon teams, Hyperbloom teams, national teams with Sucrose, and other teams where she's like a only sub DPS grouper, like for example international teams. So we'll be covering all of that. So keep that in mind, and let's get started with the guide, guys. The normal attack, she performs 4 attacks using the wind spirits and dealing animal damage. Pretty straightforward. A staple Anempostasis creation 6308. I hope I told that correct. So she does like a mini pull wave that puts all the enemies, like I said, and do an ammo damage. And obviously, if you have elements applied on the enemy, it will do swirls. This is one of the most important skills on Sucrose. We'll be learning some things about that. For example, we'll be talking about the Guoba swirl. I'm gonna show you how to do it easily. Sucrose ultimate summons a butterfly that will absorb the first element that it comes in contact with her, which is Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, and will also pull all the enemies continuously in a short range. So all your enemies will be grouped, which is really awesome. Also, it gives you more damage percent on depending on the element that you get. For example, if you get the element of Pyro on the ultimate, Pyro element applications will deal more damage. Catalyst conversion is that when Sucrose triggers the swirl, all the party gains elemental mastery. It's set in Sucrose. Moldis Favonius is when you hit an opponent with the ultimate. All party members, excluding Sucrose, will get more elemental mastery, which is really great. And Sucrose is amazing giving elemental mastery on all her team. By the way, the main thing that I will be upgrading will be E, later ultimate. Well, almost at the same time in my opinion. But first E, then ultimate, and then the normal attacks. Normal attacks is only for a few teams that we'll be considering, but it's worth leveling up because it helps you a lot to deal more damage. The Constellations on Sucrose. Generally, you know that I don't think any character needs a lot of Constellations, but I think Sucrose needs at least the C1 because it gives us one additional charge of the E, which is really awesome. It's super great. Without this, Sucrose can't do that much reactions and you lose a lot of damage, but I think this is super great. So if you can get the C1, please get it, because you will see how your Sucrose improves a lot. The second constellation is really great too. Your ultimate extends the duration by 2 seconds, really great. The C3 is where you get more levels, so more damage is decent. The C4, it reduces the CD of the E if you do 7 normal attacks. This is not really useful, but here it is, so it's nice always to have all of these that decrease our CDs, because you can spam more attacks. The C5, it gives you more levels on your ultimate. And finally the C6 is when you get the triggering absorption of the element, as I told you, from Pyro, Cryo, and all of that. You get a 20% elemental damage bonus that will be maintained during the duration of your ultimate. So this is really great. It's not super crazy, but it helps you do a lot of damage. I would like to have the C6 honestly, but I don't have it sadly, but the only constellation that is important is the C1 in my opinion. So let's talk about weapons for Sucrose. The most free-to-play option is the Thrilling Trials of Dragon Slayers. You know that this catalyst is broken. I don't have to tell you. You probably know already that. But this catalyst is broken. You can play it on Sucrose carry, on Sucrose sub DPS, on Sucrose everything. You can play it everywhere. I prefer this type of catalyst when you play something like International with Chalink, Bennett, and Taglio. But if you are willing to play Sucrose as a carry-on fielder, I'd rather get the Sacrificial Fragments. It's her best weapon. Elemental Mastery on Sucrose is amazing. Deals a lot of damage. Is super great. I highly recommend getting the Sacrificial Fragments. If you don't have it, you can play Witsit too. Witsit is decent on Sucrose. If you get the third one that gives you 300 Elemental Mastery, it's really nice, but I'd rather get the Sacrificial Fragments. Favonius Codex is nice, it gives you more energy. If your team lacks energy recharge, I recommend giving this to Sucrose and she will generate some particles. Prototype Amber, it's okay. I don't really recommend Prototype Amber, honestly, but it's okay, you can play it. The Solar Pearl is decent if you want to play her on Fielder, but I still rather get Sacrificial Fragments in my opinion. All 5-star options are decent on her, but as I told you, Kagura's Variety may be the best weapon on her because you do more damage with the elemental skill, but Sucrose doesn't get that much from elemental damage. What you prefer is elemental mastery, so your reactions do a lot more damage, because with Sucrose we will be triggering all the time elemental reactions focused. But the Hakushini ring, this is important, is super great if you play Sucrose Taser. Sucrose Taser means Beidou, Chinkyu and Fischl. If you want to play a team like that, or even not Chinkyu and putting Kokomi for example, or Barbara, you can pull Hakushin ring, because you will deal more damage if there is elemental reactions triggered, which will be triggering because we have 2 Electros on the team. So yeah, that does for all the weapons, in my opinion, that are the best on her. Also Solar Pearl Maple Mare is decent, you can play it, it's free to play and you can do the elemental reactions, which will be giving you more damage bonus, which I think it's really neat. I think Sucrose needs elemental mastery like I told you, but you can play Hakushin ring in some situations and Solar Pearl in some others, or Kagura's Variety. She doesn't really have a bad weapon, but elemental mastery weapons are super great on her. For set pieces, I only recommend 4 pieces Breeze and Benderer. VV is your best set on Sucrose, we don't want to play any other set. You can play maybe 2 pieces NMO damage from Breeze and Benderer and 2 pieces attack percent, but I don't think that's really great. What you can do is 2 pieces Wanderer's Truth to get more elemental mastery and 2 pieces Beast and Benderer, but since we will be the only NMO on the party probably, on all the teams that will be play, I only recommend 4 pieces Benderer. For substats and main stats, what we want to search is main stats, we want 3 pieces of elemental mastery here, and for substats we want energy recharge, elemental mastery in these pieces, and if you can get some attack, plain attack, or you can get attack percent, crit rate, crit damage are decent, but focus mainly on energy recharge and elemental mastery. Absolutely, these 3 pieces are hard to get because elemental mastery on main stat is a bit hard, I know, but trust me, do the grind, you will get super rewarded for that. So yeah, this is my main point on artifacts, really easy, really quick, simple. So yeah, let's get into the good section, the tip section of the video. Okay, so let's start with my favorite team of Sucrose. This team is composed of Sucrose, Chinkyu, Fischl and Yao Yao. This team is a Hyperbloom team. Some people call it Salad. I like more the name of Salad, to be honest, because I really like the name. But this team can be composed of various forms. But the first one is Chinkyu plus Fischl plus a Dendro character. For example, we can play Dendro DMC as the standard choice. The goal here is to apply Hydro with Chinkyu, with Fischl Electro, do Electro Charge, and then on top of that, apply some Dendro. And then we do the reactions with Sucrose, as you will see now in the video. So let's get into it and you can see how we would do this. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna start with Chinkyu. With Chinkyu we do E, Q, E. We got the reset. Now we can play this. Now we take the Dendro DMC on the field and now we can attack with Sucrose. As you will see, I'm dealing a lot of damage to him and literally killing him. And when Sucrose is almost run off, we can start the rotation again and start Chinkyu again, Fischl, and the Dendro DMC once again. This team is super awesome. It's my favorite team of Sucrose. It's super good on single target. It can be decent on multi-target, but the main goal here is that Sucrose with the Electro Charge reaction plus the Dendro DMC Dendro Appliance, sorry, it's really super nice. So I highly recommend this team. It's super free to play, viable, because you don't need high constellations on your characters. My DMC is not even C6, it's like C4. And yeah, these 2 are C6, but you don't really need the C6, you only need, I think, the C1 on, the C2, sorry, on Chinkyu. And with Fischl, well, if you have the C6, good, if not, it's decent. So this is the team. let's get to the national team with Sucrose. Okay, so here we are with the national team. This is a pretty standard team. Everyone that plays Genshin Impact knows this team. Full free-to-play options. Bennett, Shelding, Chinkyu, and Sucrose. We're gonna play Sucrose on Fielder because she's going to be doing all the reaction-focused things. We're gonna buff with Bennett. We're gonna get the ultimate of Shelding on the field. We're gonna get the ultimate of Chinkyu on the field. And after all of that, Sucrose is coming to the field and do a lot of damage and a lot of reactions. So let's get into the practice. Okay, so here we are with the international team. So pretty straightforward. We start with Chinkyu again. We do E, Q, E. We get all the particles. Now Bennett. Now we go Shelding. We can do some normal attacks. And now we're going Sucrose to do all the damage with Sucrose. As you can see, our damage is quite huge. If he didn't die here, you will be starting again with Bennett, doing E for Bennett to give particles to Shelding. And with that, we're gonna be restarting our rotation once again. It's worth mentioning that this team, the international team, has one variance that you can change Chinkyu for Rosaria or for Kaya, and you can play a melt composition like this. This is really nice, and even if you don't want to play Shelding, you can also play Kaya and double cryo. I don't really like that much this team of melt, but you can do it anyways. I prefer, if you want to play melt team with Sucrose, I'd rather get Shelding. So yeah, this is the national team. Well, not this one, you know, this one is the national team. The other is the melt team. So now we're gonna get with my second favorite team of Sucrose, is the Taser team. So let's get into it. Okay, so here we are with the Taser team. The Taser team is composed of Chinkyu, Fischl, and Beidou. As you can see, it's pretty much the same as the Salad team or the Hyperbloom team, but we add Beidou to have more AoE damage, and we're gonna basically do electrocharge reactions and Swirl reactions with Sucrose. This team is super great on single target and also really good on multi-target. I like a lot Taser team. As you can see, it's pretty much the same, so nothing else to say. Let's get into the demonstration of this team. Okay, so here we are with the Taser team, pretty much the same that in all the teams. We start with Chinkyu, do all the spells on Chinkyu. Now we go Beidou after Fischl, and now we start hitting him. I want to do as much damage as we can with the Swirl reactions. As you can see, this is pretty neat. You can also change, but we don't need it, to be honest. Now we do this and go back to Chinkyu, and with Chinkyu we will kill it. As you can see, we have the ultimate again on Beidou. So yeah, this is the Taser team. I really enjoy this team. This team is super easy to build, actually. All Sucrose teams, the good thing that they have is that they are super effective and super easy to build. So yeah, this is the Taser team. So let's get to another team. Okay, so here we are with the team of Sukokomon. This team, I really like it. It's one of the funniest team in the game, but that's actually one of the hardest teams to pull off because the rotation is a bit hard, but don't worry, I'm gonna show you how to do it and how to play it. So this team consists on doing 3 different elements on the enemy, and after this you swirl and you do a lot of AoE damage. You will see that this team in single target, it's not that great. We're gonna be facing the same that the other teams face it, but you will see that it's not really great on single target. This team shines a lot on multi-target enemies, sorry. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so here we are. Starting with Fischl. Now we go Kokomi, Shelding, we go Guoba Swirl, another Swirl. Now we go Kokomi again after this ultimate. You want to do some normal attacks, one charge, some normal attacks, another charge. I missed it, but it's fine. Now we go with Sucrose, ult with Fischl, and we want to try to get the energy back now. So we're gonna try to get some energy, and you will start the rotation once again after all of this. As you can see, this one didn't really go that great, but it went pretty smooth. I mean, I got knocked back sometimes, so I lost a bit the tempo, but you got the idea of the rotation. This team is a bit harder than it should normally be this type of teams. Also, your Sharding should have a lot more energy recharge. This is not enough. I'd rather get Favonius on her and later put this here on energy recharge sands, sorry. So you can get your ultimate much early and back sooner because you are solo Pyro and Sharding has a lot of problems of energy recharge. Actually, if you want to play Kokomi with... Well, sorry, I didn't have the good artifacts either. If you want to play Kokomi instead of Thrilling Dragon Test with Favonius Codex, it's actually really nice because you will generate more energy. Or with Favonius Bow Official, it's actually really good too. So yeah, this is the Sukokomon team. Let's get started with the other teams of Sucrose. So this is the first one, is the version of the International that it's a bit more free to play without Kazuha. You have Sucrose that will do the reactions. Gonna show you the rotation. Sucrose is just here to use the Virisem Bender debuff on the enemy, and that's it. Here we don't hit that much with Sucrose that we do on the other teams. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so here we are with the International team. So we're gonna start with Tartaglia, this, to this. That was a bit rough, but it's fine. We're gonna do this, ult of Tartaglia, and we start hitting him a lot. You see that we deal a lot of damage to him. We're gonna get probably knocked back. It's fine. But when you see the Tartaglia number go below 2 seats, sorry, this thing here, it got a timer. So if you see that it goes below seats, you have to swap to melee, to the other form, to the bow form, and you will not get that much CD on your weapons. So yeah, this is the team. I got to say that Joy Milla's team is pretty much the same. We're gonna see it. For Joy Milla's and Hutao's team is pretty much the same. You will start it with Shinkyu, later go Bennett, then Sucrose, Swirl with Sucrose the Pyro that left Bennett on the field, and then go Joy Milla or Hutao and start hitting them as hard as you can. So yeah, this is a pretty standard team. You can also play Ember instead of Bennett here, so she can apply a lot of Pyro. This is preferably on Hutao and not on Joy Milla, but I think that you can play on both this, and with Ember it's really easy to swirl Pyro. And now let's get to the last team. This is the last team of Sucrose. This is a freeze team. Sucrose here is just an AoE grouper support. You use her to apply the freezing to all of the enemies, or the cryo, sorry, or the hydro to all of the enemies. The goal here is to keep your enemies freeze with this team and then hit them for free so they can't move and they can't disturb you, so you can do a lot of damage. We're gonna see it on single target as we have been seeing it, but as a precaution to you, I told you that this team on non-freezable enemies is not really that great, but we're gonna do the demonstration for this on the single target enemy because we did everyone on the single target enemy. So yeah, instead of that, keep in mind that enemies that are groupable and freezable are really great because you can kill it and freeze them really easy with this team. So let's get into it. So here we are with the freeze team. For this team you want to start Diana, go Sucrose to do the swirls, go Mona here. Now you will be freezing everyone. You play this and you start hitting him as you can because he's not freezable, as I told you. He's gonna hit us really hard, but we're gonna keep it here. And when you see that you have the cooldowns ready again, you want to shield yourself, you wanna give some particles to Genyu and do the swirls again, and you can still do a lot of damage here. So yeah, this is the freeze team as a Sucrose as a support as a support grouper. So yeah, this is the team. You can change Diana for Rosario, for example, or Mona for Kokomi. If you have Kokomi, that's good too. Actually, you know that you can change Genyu for Ayaka, for example, or even Diana for Senha. If you have Senha, Senha is really good on freeze teams. It's a really good piece that you can take in account of it. So yeah, this is the freeze team. Yeah, this is the Sucrose guide. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe. It always helps me a lot to keep making this type of content. And see you guys next video. Bye bye.